check out this new Skeeter Boats hat he got, orange and white. So let me get the chat in here, and we're going to go ahead and roll with Baitman Live this Saturday night. Got some new stuff in and whatnot, and I'll post this link up on Facebook as well. Hopefully the audio's working. I did check it before I started it, and everything seemed to be going well. BaitmanJr, what you been doing? I did check it before I started it. You been playing Fortnite? Yeah. What about Call of Duty? You like that? Good. So let me get this chat popped out here. Let me get the link posted on Facebook, and we'll go. I do have something very important that I'd like to share with you guys really quickly. It has nothing really to do with fishing, but you know, I'm a big Tennessee fan. I love the Vols, and I've made some great friends through rooting for the Tennessee Vols. And unfortunately, I lost what I consider a really good friend early this morning in Knoxville. If you're from that area, his name, he was an attorney, Robert Orr, great human being, had some hilarious times posting about Tennessee Vols on message boards, and we were just good friends through that. But unfortunately, he passed away suddenly this morning. So I'm going to dedicate this show to Robert, who always jokes to me about being the worm guy and stuff like that. So shout out to him and his family. Life is short, guys, so live each day like it's your last, and always be kind to your neighbors. So thanks again, Mark, for giving me tons of laughs and you know, getting to watch some Vols together. So anyway, this is the first show back from the Bassmaster Classic, and Brooks got some baits from Academy. He wants to show you guys, and then I've got baits from the Classic, and I got some new baits in from Missile Baits. So shout out to Matt Birch at Birch's Tackle Shop. He actually has these in stock. Neil Conrad, I appreciate the donation, man, starting off tonight with $20. I think I'll give that to BaitmanJr as well. So anyway, I usually do my thing, but he's ready to go play some Fortnite, or what are you going to play, Call of Duty? Yeah, we got the parental stuff turned on. So Brooks, let's see your baits. What did you get over there at Academy Sporting Goods? Because he got some good stuff. All right, just hold the bag up, and then I'll pull the bait out.
Okay.
He got him some Jordan Lee. This is the Champ Craw. So that's a pretty good looking little craw bait. It's different. I'll take it out here. And Brooks picked these out a few weeks ago on his own. I do like how really red those pinchers are. Could be a good little bedding bait. Put that on the back of a jackhammer. What do you think, Brooks? You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Whew, got that power bait smell in there. No problem, Mike Dove. I was swamped in Birmingham. Guys, I had a great time, and I met some subscribers there. And thank you guys so much. William, the BFL is still going on in March, as far as I know of.
Why is my baits open?
Remember, we opened them up for another video when we forgot the audio was bad? Get some more baits, Brooks. What you got there? Uh-oh, some Strike King Ned Ochos. Let's take one of these out. You know that Ned rig is popular. It's popular right now. Guys are throwing that Ned rig. I love the color Brooks picked out. That color is, that's called Moon Juice, so it's like a watermelonish. Very translucent. It's got that blue sapphire in there. You know BaitmanJr is going to be throwing that Ned rig with me. Great choice. And I kind of helped him on this, but kind of didn't. Just kind of let him do whatever he wanted to do. What's up, Nick? What else you got in there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This out.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll get it. These hooks. You don't want to get hooked.
Yeah. Is that...
All right.
That's black and yellow, right?
Yeah. Show them this. Put it up there to the camera. Brooks got him a Rapala BX Brat, and this is the 3. It's not the giant one. but he went with the little Chartreuse Gold black back. Can't go wrong with that. Steven, great to meet you as well. Spot sticker booth was awesome. So you got your little square bill. Really like that. These, for guys who don't know, if you've never thrown this bait, it's got a plastic coating on the outside, but it's actually balsa foam on the inside, which makes this bait float really, really well. And it makes it very durable, so you can cast around heavy cover, boat docks. It's not just going to blow up. Thank you, Scott. I'm glad BaitmanJr is on here as well. He loves doing these. What you got there? Oh, check this out. My red guys. I think this is going to be the first bait BaitmanJr throws this spring. This is a little red Strike King spinnerbait, little pond spinnerbait. I got a place for us, but I like that little red blade on there. A little different than the kicker blades we know. It's almost like a bubblegum red. Hold that one up, BaitJr. Put it up high. There you go. I think you'll be able to cast that, won't you?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. What else did you get new in there, bud? Here you go. Here's your another crankbait.
Well, I don't want to show that one.
You don't want to show that one yet. Okay, I understand. Kind of like me. He wants to build some excitement.
There's a red one, but it's hooked.
You want me to get it off? Alright. Don't want him getting hooked, so Daddy has to step in. That one?
Yeah.
So he's going to show you the Fritz Side 7. So this was the first bait he picked up at Academy. We'll hold it really close. I got you, Brooks. And I showed this on the stream a few weeks ago. But dark back. But it's got cool. It's got these weights in there to help with casting. It's very similar to the old DT flat, but plastic model. This is the first one he picked out. I was really proud because I didn't have this. And now he's got it. So we'll put it in his box. Someone just asked, did 6 Cents release the Axis yet? No, they did not. And nor the Frog. So I'll tell you on the Axis real quick without getting too much into it. I thought it would be released. But Philip over there at 6 Cents said they had some few issues with it. And they want to get it 100% right before it goes to the market. They know the demand's there. But not going to put out a product that there could be possible issues with. And it all goes back and forth. You know what the Axis is. You've seen the lip. And it goes back and forth, eating into the plastic and actually wearing down the bait through a day. So you don't want to pay 10, 12 bucks for a bait and you're catching a lot of fish on it, but it's kind of wears out. And crankbait shouldn't do that. So they're trying to find out a small solution to get these on the market so you can fish with your bait not just one day, but multiple days, weeks at a time if you don't lose it. And a hats off to them because a lot of people really rush stuff out. I don't think the market is big enough for a spy bait. And when I say that, Jason, I think Duo has got that locked down. And a lot of tackle shops that got on that spy bait train, they're sitting on a lot of product right now because it's a very small window and it's really hard to market it outside the north. What's up, Joey? Man, I wish I could just went with you to Gunnersville. I should have stayed a day or two. Very good observation, Zach. Very close to Tennessee Killer. I've got a Tennessee Toughie up there. It's very similar too. What else you got, Brooks? Looky here. The OG is coming at him. He bought him a Booyah one knocker and Sunset Craw. So he's smart. He went with the reds. Here's that one knocker sound. Now, some guys say that the old ones aren't as loud, or the new ones aren't as loud as the old ones. And I've got an old one up there, and I played with it the other day, and believe it or not, the new ones, I think, are louder. But we'll see. That's for a whole new video. I ought to just cut them apart. But I had to go buy my own. I don't want to ruin Brooks's. What's up with the new Strike King crank? Well, actually, it's not really Strike King's crank. They actually bought a company out. Bought the mold. It was like Strike Pro or something. It's got the L bill, like the 6 Cent swank. I don't want to get too much into that. You know, I'm friends with the guys at Strike King and whatnot. Instead of making their own, they just bought the company. Obviously, it wasn't like taken off or anything. So I think they're just going to remarket and do that. But that's basically their version of a 6 Cent Swank 77. And that was kind of the original L bill. But you know, the Rapala Shallow Shad Rap had that L bill for a long, long time. So what else you got, Brooks? Uh-oh. Flat A time, boys. Brooks knows what's up. Look at it. These are getting kind of hard to find in these red craw colors. That's just an orange craw flat A. Going to be easy for him to cast. Dive down there about 6 to 8 foot. You can't go spring fishing cranking without a flat A. So
I'm lucky I got it.
yeah, there's the last one left. What else did you get in there? You got you some. Brooks got him some of these. Check this out. This is the Ned Craw from Yum. So you gonna open it and you gonna get one out?
Yep.
Oh, Clayton, I appreciate you joining. Thanks, Tom. How's Kentucky Lake? My thoughts. Kentucky Lake's fishing good, actually. It's not easy, but it'll be fun. Too many people have kind of said the lake's dead, and I'll get out there soon, but it's not dead. There's some good fish being caught, and numbers are decent. So that's the Ned Craw from Yum. That's a pretty good looking little Ned bait there. Very realistic. Good color. Brown, orange belly. Oh yeah, I like that little Ned Craw. What else you got there, Brooks? He picked this out, which is cool. Which the way Big Bite makes their packages, it's hard to get out. But this is this is the Fat Inch Fat Grub in a crawdad color, so it's got a little red, a little chartreuse. Can put that on a spinner bait. Can put that as just a grub. All kinds of stuff, man. He has done a really good job picking these baits out. Joey Nundry, my man, thank you for the $10 donation. We'll have to get him pick some more baits out. We got to build his tackle. Of course, anything I got, I'm going to get to BaitmanJr, obviously, but I think he wants to build his own tackle box. What's that one other bait over there you got?
The gold.
So he's got a gold. This is Academy H2O square bill, and believe it or not, guys, these are really good for the price, and it has a big loud knocker in it. I like the gold. I think he did a good job for an overcast day. It's really hard to see gold on these bright webcams, but it's going to have some flash to it. Man, it does have that loud knocking. So these Academy square bills are a good price. All right, one last thing. Go ahead. You want to talk?
Actually, you have a gold one, right?
Yeah.
But it has a different shape.
Yep. I have gold ones with different shapes. You picked this spinnerbait out too. This was his second pick. This is the Booyah Covert, and man, the lights are bright on in here. I gotta get some new LEDs. But what I did here is, you see it's got that kicker blade. I took a Hog Farmer Spunk Shad, dyed that tail orange. Took a good photo of that. It's actually on the Die Safe page. So if you're watching, go follow Die Safe LLC on Facebook, because I'm going to help run their social media and post all kinds of cool baits. But these kicker blades are becoming a big deal. I wish I could get this thing in focus even better, but whites and chartreuses just don't want to show up really good unless I hold them way at a distance. But that's what Brooks got. That is a Skeeter hat. I got it at the Classic. They were giving them out, and had to get them Tennessee colors. It wasn't a kid's hat. It's actually my hat, but I just, he's got a big noggin, so it fits him. But I think Brooks, he did pretty good for his first time to go run to the tackle shop. What do you think?
Good.
Pound it. Boom. Blow it up.
Daddy has definitely more baits than me.
I have more baits than you. But these are all your baits, too. What's mine is yours. What's yours is not mine. How about that? So I was actually over at his Pawpaw's house. And check this out. This was the first swim bait I ever bought. See if any of you guys know what this thing right here is. I need to get this cleaned up.
And my favorite.
And that's your favorite? Go show them which one. That's kind of like a sexy shad version. Get over here by my shirt. There you go. There you go, BaitmanJr.
It's my favorite because it's a...
That's your favorite? The eye's about been knocked out of this guy. So that is a 316 Lures Mission Fish, and that was the first swim bait I ever bought. Let me see this. if you'll notice right here, it's got a little hole, and that's actually a weight. It's got some weight here in the nose, and you run your line through it, and it comes out the bottom, and you tie it to an EWG hook that comes out the back. Awesome on bedding fish, really good around grass. Matter of fact, the first 2 fish I caught on this were on a bed, so anybody that says swim baits don't work, they'll definitely work on a bed. If you guys watch Major League Fishing today, I did. I watched my old boy Justin the Jaint Atkins, or I like to call him Jainkins. He caught a 10.8 pound bass. Cameron Porter, what's up, bud? I don't know who signed BaitmanJr's hat. It was just they had a bunch of hats out there, and you could walk through, and this guy just picked it up and signed it, and he handed it over to me. It was some how do I say this? I want to say Spanish or guy or something like that. I forgot his name, but for the purpose of this, he was wearing a jersey, so I'm going to assume he was a pro. Dude, Major League Fishing has been awesome today. If you guys weren't catching catching that, it's the only sport on is Major League Fishing, so it's been unreal. Atkins had an 8.5 and a 10 today. Yesterday, the real Jason Christie caught a 10.4 on a frog and a 9.9. That place is awesome. They're hitting it at the right time. I think you guys will really see some giant fish if they can get a day of sunshine where guys like Kelly Jordan, Shaw Grigsby, Peraznik, some of these really, really good sight fishermen can see even better. Water cleared up. You'll see some giant fish caught. So, yeah, if it was a 5-fish tournament, Justin Atkins would have had a 35-pound bag. What I really like about the Major League Fishing format is you can fish these lakes with slot limits that you normally couldn't have a tournament on. Clayton, I haven't tried 13 fishing plastics, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to. I have a buddy that'll be on Baitman Raw. I'm going to upload it Monday. His name is Matt Vale. He's a kayak fisherman. He was one of the first guys to get the 13 fishing plastics. And I trust opinions like this because he really doesn't give an opinion until he's used it and whatnot. And he wasn't a big fan of them. And personally, from the looks of them, I'm not a big fan. I think they're trying to do too much. I really feel like 13 Fishing is about to fall off the planet. I've seen a lot of anglers that were sponsored by 13 not using their stuff anymore. And I don't know what's going on there. One thing about Lake Fort Chuck is it can handle the pressure because of that slot limit. There's going to be a lot of fish moving in shallow. I know Wesley Strader talked about some of these bass wouldn't spawn until June. So, you getting out of here, BaitmanJr? BaitmanJr is out, guys. Pound it. Have a good evening, bud. But anyway, enough about Major League Fishing. Let's talk about some baits some more. Hey, shut that door for me. Let's go. Thanks, homie. If you guys didn't know, BaxTrix Lures is no longer making swim baits. And one of the most iconic swim baits ever made. Dare to say it, I think it had more influence than the Huddleston. Here's why. Because the HUD kind of remained an out west thing. A few guys out in Arizona and in the South tried it. But it's always been kind of that trout eater deal out west. And now you got a lot of people trying it. But BaxTrix was really the first swim bait that catered to everyone across the United States, whether you're on the West Coast, East Coast, down south. And when it hit the Tennessee River, man, it went crazy. But the guys on those deep, clear lakes like Cumberland, Del Hollow, Norris, places like that, East Tennessee, got a huge following for the BaxTrix. So, while I was down there, I managed to find some BaxTrix. And this is a color that I need to find more of. This is the 6-inch. This color is called Sexy Rexy. It's got a little purple back. You're not really going to be able to see it on the video, but the problem, and you can see it in this one, see how this plastic's off to the side? You'll have to trim that down to get it to run right. The problem with BaxTrix was that the quality control had become non-existent. Big Red Bass asks, what's the next closest thing to a bass trick swim bait? I'm going to be honest, there is no closest thing to bass trick swim bait. You've got some other hollow bellies, but at the end of the day, nothing will run. Now, this is a good one. This is hitch number 1. You see how it's got some gold flake in it? It's really hard to do this with all that bad lighting. And it's got a little bit of blue. This dude right here, this is my favorite color bass tricks ever made. I really like hitch number 1. I'm going to have to make a video, Ode to the Bass Tricks, but if you can find them, the 5 and 6 inch, load up. Actually, I'll tell you right now, these guys right here, the Berkeley Hollow Bellies, they are pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. To get it out of the package. That's very close to the Bass Tricks, a little bit narrower, but I've thrown these for a while and they run really, really good. Caleb, let me see if I can show you all that to you again. If you'll notice, these baits are dipped in a plastic. Do you not? If you see the excess plastic right there, that'd make a huge difference on the way that bait runs. So what I'll do is I'll trim that excess plastic right here off the bait. So that was one of these issues that was happening with bass tricks. The guy was making them Bruce. He'd hired some women to help him because women don't fish. He didn't have to worry about his help leaving him to go fish, and they were double dipping them things, but triple dipping them, and so the baits just didn't have the right action. And a lot of them are fixed now, but he did say he's not pouring swim baits anymore, that the next order Tackle Warehouse gets, which is gigantic, will be the last order of swim baits. But I like the Berkeley Hollow Belly as a number 2. Scottsboro swim bait. It's a little different than the Bass Tricks, not technically a hollow belly. I did actually find some true bass swim baits there at Guntersville I kind of liked, but I'm just going to load up on Bass Tricks. But the 6 cents, these right here, these are freaking good too. That's the 6 cents core hollow bellies. That's about the closest thing you're going to find to a Bass Tricks other than the Berkeley. That's a cool color. That's called Shad Skills. They still may have some of these left. And I know my boy Matt Robertson used to throw these all the time. There's like a sexy shad one. Not quite as thick, but they do run good from what I know. So hard to throw swim baits in New Jersey with all the pike, pickerel, and muskie. That's true. It's a risk-reward deal for me. A lot of guys won't throw a swim bait because they don't want to get it hung up on the bottom. So between fish, toothy critters on the bottom, you're going to lose some. Strike King, King Shad, I have one. Obviously a discontinued bait. It's a decent swim bait for the money. Decent swim bait. Shouldn't have ate that cookie. But anyway, let's talk about some new stuff. First off, got a shout out to a subscriber. He sent me, look at here, sent me a full sack of jigs. These are special jigs. These are the Odom's trailer hitch jigs that you've heard me talking about. A little black, blue, and purple. So this is the Odom's flipping jig. So this jig inspired the Hack Attack jig, and there's a lot of pros out there that flip this jig and don't talk about it. A guy makes, his name's Terry Odom, also makes a hell of a spinnerbait. But you'll see here, it's got this screw lock right there on that, and they were the first company doing that screw lock, especially in the 90s. So this jig's been out for a long time. There's a lot of companies, even 6 cents. You know, they put a screw lock on the 6 cents swim jig. Odom's was the original one. So, with respect here, but black, blue, and purple, man, dirty water, nasty color right here. And then he even sent me, I've never had one of these, the Odom's football jig. And I really like the tinsel in this stuff. I really like tinsel in the skirt, so. But I got something great to go with that. Got this bait right here. This is a classic special. You can see the bag. Classic special is the color from Reaction Innovations. They're kind of updating their logo and stuff. This is a whole box. Whole thing of spicy beavers. And the color Classic Special, you see the black and blue, little blue sapphire. Flip it over. Can't really tell in here, but it's got some purple in it. Oh man, like that. And I've got one paired up here on that Odom's flipping jig. Bass Beware, black and blue, gonna get hammered. But love that spicy beaver. Great trailer, great for swim jigs, great for football jigs, good for flipping jig. So shout out to Josh Heron, took care of me there. I come in late. They had some other colors that were sold out. He said, dude, take me some photos, go fish them. You'll love the Classic Special. And it's just crazy pour. Kind of did a bunch of swirls and stuff with it. And then I love this color. This is called Invasive Species. So you've kind of got like a green pumpkin, Alabama craw mix with some red flake. Put that on the back of your red jackhammer. Put it on a spinnerbait. Punch it, flip it. Really, really good color. These are for a friend of mine. No offense, I kept one to myself. I picked them up for the Classic. So Phil, if you're watching, I owe you one spicy beaver. Again, what Josh at Reaction Innovations told me. Josh told me if you guys will DM, email, and let them know how much y'all like these new colors, they may put them into rotation this fall. They did a special run of stuff for the Classic. There's probably enough people there that could sell them, but to put it out in mass production for stores and people like that, they're going to need feedback, what you guys like. There's two other colors I didn't get. One was like a like a magic bluegill, which was like a powder blue and bluegill mix, and then the other one was kind of like my Rojas fighting frog. I like a green pumpkin purple with some red flake in there. I forgot the name of it, but I didn't get a chance to get those. But anyway, let's see what else we got. Got me some more spinnerbaits from Spot Sticker. Got me a little bubble gum from old Ryan Coleman. A little pink and white with those white and pink blades right there. Special situation right there. This is going to be something I chase the brownfish down with right here. And that's the Mini Me. See how it's got that hidden weight there? Man, I love that Mini Me spinnerbait. And I had to load up on some more. Y'all know me. I had to get me something with some purple in it. So I got me a little lavender shad here. And I went with the silver blades. It's got some purple flake in it right here. This spinnerbait, believe it or not, weighs 3/4 of an ounce. All the weight is right there. So these guys were kind of doing it before War Eagle. But love Spot Sticker spinnerbaits. Ryan Coleman builds all these handmade in his garage there in Atlanta. So I got those. And then I bought me one of his new, this is the SOB from Spot Sticker Baits. And this is a kicker blade. Again, got a big Colorado back here, a little Indiana kicker blade. This is a 3/4 ounce. I got this big one so I could fish it deeper. River Bass, Ohio, thank you for the $5 Make You Holla donation. We'll put it to good use. But one thing I do like about his spinnerbait, look at that big old hook back there. Big hook. Kind of got that close coleslaw. This is kind of one I want to bulk up with a big trailer. Dirty water killer right here. The wire, pretty thick. You can, it's not going to probably be with that wire the best vibrating spinnerbait, but it's going to hold up really, really well. And these blades thump. So, excited about that one. And then I loaded up on this one right here. This is the one I caught them on really good last year. This is the regular shad head from SOB Lures, and this is just a lavender shad color. You see those blades with that purple flake in there. This is great on those really bright days or in the fall when I imitate that shad or the shad spawn in the spring. Again, it doesn't have the hidden weight on the shank, but I want to make a little bit bigger profile. I'll put me a Hog Farmer spunk shad on the back of that. Great spinnerbaits right here. I love that There's so many good spinnerbait companies out right now. You got Angler's Accent, Spot Sticker, Ascent. They're all awesome, and I throw them all. So yes, you're still able to add a trailer with the weight. You just can't put a big trailer on there. It's something I would put like a small Kitech behind, but those mini-me's are really made for fishing fast. They get smaller blades on them than a normal spinnerbait, as you can see, so you can throw it out there and sink and almost burn it back to the boat. A lot of guys don't use a trailer because it's a small profile. So let's talk about something else I'm really excited for. Make sure you guys smash that like button for me on this video. YouTube really likes that one. You guys hit the like button, and I'm only like 40 subscribers from 13,000, which my goal at the end of the year is to be at 15 to 16,000. So if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me, smash the like button, and then after the video, come back tomorrow, leave a comment. Dude, spot sticker soft plastics are great. I've got some over here. Someone earlier asked, do I throw a Ned rig in a pre-spawn? And I absolutely do. And that's something I'll be talking about this week. I'm going to make a video over my 5 Ned rig baits I think you should be throwing. Is that a chrome blade with the purple planes or just a painted purple blade? It's chrome with purple flake in it. I have tried the Jinko Booty Shaker, and believe it or not, as critical as I've been of Jinko products, I like the Booty Shaker. I don't like the big ones. I like the 3-inch and 4-inch ones. They're great. Not a big fan of big giant ones. I think they flop more than they swim. What's up, Hella Bass? Glad of you to join. But now I've got a true new product that I don't think I've seen it on YouTube other than the manufacturer. And I'm going to give a shout out to Birch's Tackle Shop. He's got them in stock because I've been on Tackle Warehouse and other places. They're all sold out of the good colors. So get on Birch's Tackle Shop to get this bait. And this is the new Missile Quiver Stick. Oh yeah. So this quiver stick was designed by Mr. John Cruz, and what it is, you can tell it's got a lot of action in it. This color is called Cherry Blossom. That's like your morning dawn. This bait was designed for a Nico rig. So I got that color. And this is a sweet color here. This is called Plutonium Green Pumpkin. If you watch the classic video with me and Mr. Byron, you can see that blue in there. It's got a green pumpkin on the outside. So it's got a blue core, green pumpkin on the outside. This is a sweet bait. I will be putting this in a rotation out deep. You could throw it on a shaky head. You can throw it wacky style. Myself, I'm going to put it on Nico weight. So, yep, be great jig worm. And me and John were talking. I said, dude, you could probably put that on a scrounger. And he said, that's a great idea, Baitman. I never thought of that. And I just said, hey, that's what I do. I think of things. And then I got this color right here. This is Super Bug. And if you wanted to, you could even clip the tail off and just make a big stick worm out of this. But it's just got a lot of really good action. Jason Beck, they make the Ned Bomb. So I don't really see a reason to cut this down. You can just buy the Ned Bomb, which is, this is like a magnum size Ned Bomb. Really what it is. So, man, they only come in 6 a count. You can use it as chatterbait trailer, but if you want some, you know, hit my band, Matt Birch up, Birch's Tackle Shop. I mean, I got these 3 bags, and then I got these new Missile. These are nice. I'm fixing to show you how these work. This is the new Missile Nico weights I'm really excited about. Matter of fact, I'll show you how you put these in. Unfortunately, the bag has tend to burst. I have to get my Finesse Box out, but so that is the new Nico weight. If you can't see that, and it's, to be honest with you guys, that's kind of looks like a butt plug, but that's okay. So what you'll do, what I like to do, I'll do it right here on this morning dawn. I'm going to take my butt plug, wet my worm. Wow. This is a PG show, but yes, wet my worm, put my Missile Baits Nico weight in there, in the head, push it all the way in. And you'll see it's kind of plugged the top in. Then I'm going to take my fresh wacky tool because I lost the other one. Birch's Tackle Shop is there in Georgia. I like to support the small guy. Now I'm going to put this in my... The key to a Nico rig is you don't want it in the middle. You want it at the upper 3/4 parts. You want it up near the head. So I'm going to take my O-ring. Yeah, wet my worm, butt plug. And then I'm going to put a little ring on my worm. And so that's where I want that. That's where I want my O-ring to go on a Nico rig. Let me find a hook real quick. Oh, it must be nice to have my Finesse Box right next to me. And then I personally like, this is a VMC weedless Nico hook. I'm not sponsored by VMC, but these are the Shiznet. And so when you take your hook on the Nico rig, you always want to make sure the hook is pointing to the ass end of the bait, the tail end. And I just go right under the O-ring. So when you're dragging it across the bottom, going to stand up. That weight is on the head. If the nail is a butt plug, what is the O-ring? It's a French tickler, buddy. That's all I could say. It's the tickler. But anyway, light line, spinning gear. You could get away with a bait caster on this, but that is the Nico. I'm going to get a little fish tank. How many of you guys want to see a fish tank in here so I can show you how these baits work? I think we're going to go with that. But that's an awesome little setup right there. If you're looking for the quiver stick, and they make them in a 4 or 5, put that thing on. You can get on his website. I'm not affiliated with him, but he's a good dude, and I like supporting small businesses, and they're hard to find right now. So that is a quiver stick Nico rig. I'm going to go ahead and put these in my terminal box because I'm afraid I'm going to lose them. Oh man, this thing is held in that worm good because the way the plastic goes over that. Look at that. It's hard to pull out of there. So I need to get some heavier ones. I got some 16th ounce and some 32nd ounce butt plugs. It's actually called the Nico rig, but I joke with Byron over there at the Missile Baits. It looked like a butt plug. Don't go tell your wife, guess what I just ordered from this online store. I saw the Baitman messing with butt plugs. Please don't do that. But somebody asked what I'm using for a terminal box. This is my Finesse terminal box. This is just the Ice Box 3600. I got some Finesse swim bait heads here from Scottsboro Tackle. Got some owner ones, my 6 cents Finesse swim bait heads. Some tube heads. All my Nico rigging stuff and weights up here. All this is Ned stuff. And some really light shaky heads. And I've even got some micro jigs in here, but that's just I can keep all my drop shot stuff, my Nico stuff, all in there. But these packages, and I've already talked to Byron, see they're popping out the bottom. I've already lost a couple weights, so I'm trying to go ahead and get these in here. And I'll probably reorganize this thing again. I did see the Tactical Bass, and that was a sweet underwater video. They do a great job. I wish I had the time to go out there and film that stuff, or a camera to do it with. So. Got my Nico weights in there. I'll keep this, usually keep the wacky tool just in my my regular bass moth and terminal tackle. So I've got this Finesse box, and I've got some other stuff as well. I need to load up on some more drop shot hooks, but don't need to lose that. But man, I'm excited about that bait. That super bug color is amazing. I have heard that the mustad one is really good. They're really expensive though. I personally like the owner sniper hook. The one I have just a little small. Gotta have to get a bigger one. But how long have we been on here? I feel like I've gone through too much. We've been on for 40 minutes. Wow. Dude, JB Langley is an awesome dude. And if you can get a hold of him or anybody at Bass Mafia, you just tell them Baitman said you'll make it good and they'll take care of you. They are great friends of mine. And I support them a whole lot. They understand that I may review a Plano or may do this or that. They don't care. They know at the end of the day, I've stood behind their products for a long time. So, whew, gotta get a drink, guys. I might have to get a dip. Oh, let you guys know that you can still get that Baitman box from 6 cents, and feel free to use my code Baitman at any time. I'm just going to open up, guys. Y'all ask me some questions, and I'll answer them. If you don't want to ask them, I'm going to jump offline and hang out with BaitmanJr. Listen to this. This dude they have canceled school because of the coronavirus. That's why I'm drinking Code Red, because I heard it repels the coronavirus. And he is out of school for like 2 freaking weeks. So I don't really have a lot of new stuff, really, other than what I just showed you guys. I've been pretty slow. Thoughts on the... Awesome, Robert. I appreciate you grabbing that Baitman box, man. I wish I could get a Tackle Warehouse code. They don't hand those out just to anybody. To be honest with you, that's a really hard affiliation. But I hope to be able to link some stuff up to the Hookup Tackle. Especially all my JDM stuff. I've not heard of Witty Baits, but I would love to try one with a custom resin square bill. Went out today, caught them on the Provoke 106 and the 55 Crush. First time throwing 6 cents. Awesome hooks on the lures. Dude, their hooks are probably, since the old Lucky Craft days, everyone loved Lucky Craft because of their hooks, but 6 cents has really got it going on. Joe, I appreciate that. Anytime you use my code there on 6 cents. We got some awesome stuff going on the giveaway winners. Let you guys know that stuff's going in the mail. With the Classic and all this Corona stuff, my work's been hectic too. Just hadn't gone to the mailbox, but it's boxed up. Who makes the toughest hollow belly swim bait that the nose holds up to screw locks? Honestly, I don't use a screw lock on hollow bellies unless you're using a belly hook. I always use, I don't use screw locks. I think it's pointless on a hollow belly unless you're using a beast hook or something like that. Because there's really nowhere for the screw to go. That's why I don't do that. I'm more of like a Revenge XL or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, dude, I hope the next Baitman box is even better. So, Livingston with the shad sound, your thoughts? I think Livingston is a gimmick for the most part, but they make some baits that are actually pretty good. I haven't thrown that curve Finesse, but man, it looks good in the water. I've let you guys know in a secret, I sold a bunch of my reels because I'm upgrading, and Daiwa's going to take care of the Baitman, so I'm really excited to partner with Daiwa for YouTube and social media. And I'm just waiting on my stuff to get here. So, but I am going to test this thing out here. Y'all are going to either love me or hate me. Gosh, I don't know if y'all seen this reel. This is about all I got to fish with right now. So, this is from M-Craft. This is a Japanese company. Look at this crazy reel. It's like, it's a lot of bling bling and all that. I want to do a real review of this. So here's the deal. I can't give you an honest review if I don't actually fish with it. I can give you a guesstimation. It's heavy. It's heavier than most of the reels I use. It is come from overseas, China. They didn't pay me nothing. They just sent me a reel. I said, I'll give you an honest review. But there's a lot of people that review stuff that never use this thing. So I'm going to give it an honest review. And right now, it's all I got to use. So, hey. But, yeah, man. Shout out to Mark Mills over there at Daiwa. He's always supported me, and I really hadn't needed anything in a while. And I said, hey, man, I'm going to need some new reels, blah, blah, blah. He said, dude, I'll get you taken care of. I'm going to get you in the new SV Tatulas. I'm going to get you some Tatula 200s. So I'm really excited to roll out a whole line of Daiwa. So, and, you know, I'm probably going to use some more 6-cents rods as well. So that's great to hear, Chris, because, man, I like to bomb those jigs and crankbaits out and stuff like that. So I really wouldn't say it's a partnership. It's just, hey, man, they're going to take care of me, and I'll take care of Daiwa, and that's what it is. And, hey, going to let me use whatever I want to, and I'm cool with that. They know how I roll, and I respect companies that like 6 Cents that say, hey, we want you to promote our stuff. And I'm like, you don't have to worry about me promoting it because I like your stuff. I want to use it. And that's kind of how I am with Daiwa. I may use other things, but at the end of the day, that's what I'm going to pick up on a tournament day. Favorite colors on the Fritz side, I like spray tan, which is like your classic crawdad color. And then spring craw, and obviously that red craw are really good. And there's a really good shad color in there. Friends with benefits. That's a good way to say that, River Bass. The new SV is awesome. I don't think it's really. I'm gonna go back through some comment. Kind of looks like a bad 6-gill reel. Honestly, I think that looks better than a 6-gill reel. Thoughts on the Crush Flat 75? Just joining. Well, y'all gonna make me get my flat side box out, aren't you? Dude, I've got this thing loaded down now. Check this out. Got a lot of flat sides in here. One thing I was disappointed in is I did not see the new Rapala flat side. I was told that was coming at the Classic. So if you guys have never thrown this, that's that flat 75X from 6 Cents. Man, that color is hot tonight. Let me find a color that show up even better. I broke my LED light, so we're all on the halogen. But check that crimson craw. Woo-wee, that's a great looking color. Man, Phil Jones designed that. But flat 75, it's a lot bigger. Just for instance, we'll compare it to a normal size flat side, which is, this is the Spro Littlejohn 50. Everyone knows what this bait is. A very good bait. Doesn't have rattle, but you can hear that tungsten ball go around it. This is a amazing spring crankbait, but it's a small profile. Whether you see that flat 75, it's got a much bigger profile. It's got a little steeper lip angle, so it's going to have a different way to dive. If I want a big profile, I want to move. I go with this right here. Want to finesse them, a little smaller profile, go with that Spro Littlejohn 50. That's a really, really good one. This one has that micarta bill. This one's just a plastic bill. You can see big time difference there in the size of those baits. But you're seeing my flat side box right here. I don't discriminate, man. I just don't discriminate. I've got to get some hooks too. Oh, I could lose about any box, but if I lost this one right here, I would be hurting. And this is that new Bass Mafia right here. Alright, let's answer some more questions. Just made an order, a bunch of 6 cent square bills, 50s and 100s. Excited to get them in order. Anytime you make that order, Jim, use my code BAITMAN, get you 10% off there. How far up is the lake? It's muddy. The lake is about Summer Pool, and it's going to keep getting muddy because it's been raining all day. Raining all daggum day. And raining south of us. Let's see. Daiwa Samurai is a good deal. I like their spinning reels. The Tatula spinning reel I have has been amazing. That is the deepest flat-sided crankbait 6 cents make. And other than Spro, there's really not anything that goes 10 foot deep on a flat side. That Fritz 9 foot, the new Fritz side 9, it really runs about 8 foot. Hey, Cass St. Crest, what's up, buddy? I hope you enjoyed all the stuff going on in the classic. The word on the axis, it's going to be a little bit longer. They're trying to perfect that bait. Nothing wrong with it. It's just there's some things they're trying to do to keep the longevity in the bait. So when you buy one, you feel you get your money's worth. Just the way that blade goes back and forth, it can kind of eat into the plastic, but. What do I think about the Griffin? Great bait. So Ben over there at Hookup Tackle, awesome dude. They got some crazy stuff. They got a new bait from Duo Realis. It's a little bitty bluegill. I forgot the name. It's a tiny bluegill with almost like a wacky rig, and it swims like a little bluegill. It's awesome. If someone knows the name of that, put that in there. So. What would you prefer, backpack or tackleback, if you're primarily a bank angler, and what brand? That's a really good question. Shimano Black Moon is a really good one. I'm going to have to buy one myself. I think I'm probably going to try one of the Tackle Warehouse backpacks, just from what Tim Little has told me over at Tactical Bass. And you can get a decent amount of stuff in there, and it's very ergonomical. And I know Daiwa makes one too. So bank fishing is cool. I'm going to do some bank fishing videos. As soon as this weather get up, man, it's killed me. Code is Baitman, Jim. Daiwa Fuego is a really good spinning reel. Thomas Hines, you missed everything. I'm shutting it down. No more bait talk. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, traded 6-scale rod for a Tatula XT. That is a great deal. I love the Tatula XT stuff. Good question, Dave. What's my favorite color bed bait in clear water? If it's clear water, I'm a green pumpkin watermelon guy. And something that Kelly Jordan taught me a long time ago, and if you watch Major League Fishing today, you see guys throwing white and bright colors. Kelly said when you can use green pumpkin or watermelon, you can catch a lot more fish because it's a lot more natural. A lot of guys use the whites, the chartreuses, the mentholates, so they as an angler can see. He said you can still catch a lot of fish on that. He said, but when it gets tough and it's hard catching, those guys that can fish the blacks, the green pumpkins, the watermelons in clear water and get bit, you'll see their weights go way up. Dude, Darius, you ain't kidding, man. You are not kidding. The weather has just been all over the place. Great, Thomas. I like it when I ask a question, somebody, says something like that. Sold the Black Moon, went to Daiwa Tactical. I always liked the Black Moon, but I want to try some other stuff. Dude, any kind of super pop art with Zell Rowland's name on it, it's worth buying, whether you want to collect it or fish it. Corey, I just answered that question. What's the word on the axis? It's going to be a while. They're not having any issue with the clear coat. It has nothing to do with the clear coat on the bait, so I don't know where that come from. Honestly, it's where the lip pivots back and forth. They want to keep it to where, figure out a way it doesn't wear down that little pivot spot, because that blade's, the way that is, it sits in there like this, and that blade's coming by and it's chopping right here, and it wears that out. So they're figuring out a way to keep that from wearing out. So when you buy a bait, it lasts for a while, if you don't lose it. I think the Frog's probably going to be a summer release. So let me let you guys know, and this has more than just a 6 cents deal. There's a ton of manufacturers in the fishing industry that import their stuff, have it made overseas. With this coronavirus, there's like a lot of stuff not coming from China right now. My line of work, we use products and stuff that are made overseas, and it's caused our work to get slow in an already slow period of time, putting stuff together. Lots of small business companies are really affected by this whole Corona thing. So, you know, places that have baits come from Costa Rica and stuff like that probably won't be affected as much, but you know, places where it's poured, it's made, or the components come from overseas, the supply chain issues are really going to back some stuff up. So definitely need a Corona lure. Brian, typically I don't use the snaps on my crankbaits. I know a lot of guys that do. I'm prone to use a snap more on a lipless than a crankbait. I know some guys will say, well, snap lets the bait make more movement and stuff like that. They may be true. Maybe I'm missing fish, but personally, I don't use a snap on my crankbaits. Fishing from the bank, water is low 40s, muddy bottom, light to heavy stain water. Any idea what to throw? A finesse jig. That's kind of what I would go. Low 40s, man. I tend to stay in the house and play Xbox if it's like that. But a Ned rig or a finesse jig, you know, like that 6 cents new finesse jig, something like that. That's how I'm going to attack things. I'm going to fish really slow. What's up, Cody Platt? What do I think of the Strike King Ned head? Well, I got one right here in my finesse box. Somewhere. Yeah. So this is the Strike King Ned head. If you guys can see. It has a sickle style hook. Very flat there. Let's borrow one of old BaitmanJr's Ned Ochos. Let's see what it looks like on there. I have not seen the Hybrid Hunter. Is that, I guess that's the name of their version of the Swank 77. There's a big story about that bait, and out of respect for both 6 Cents and Strike King, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. But check that out. That's that Ned Ocho on that Strike King Ned head. It's got very flat, so that thing's going to stand up. I really like that moon juice color. That is the deal. Let's see, I didn't know how to word it from Ben's podcast when he was talking with Casey, but thank you. Sorry, missed the first few minutes. No problem, Corey. No problem, buddy. I appreciate all you guys listening to Baitman Raw as well, man. I hope you guys like that. If you want me to keep doing Baitman Raw, let me know, because let me know some guests you want to see on there. It's just very simple for me to do. I can do 1 or 2 a week as opposed to just one live stream. So, have you ever used the old Stix Flex Light cranking rods? I had one. My dad had one, and it was amazing. And then I shut it in the tailgate of his truck. I forgot how he got that rod because my dad was cheap, and I think he bought it from a guy at his work or something. And I loved it, and I shut it in the tailgate of his truck. Jackhammer craziness. It is what it is. I'm here to tell you guys. It's more of where you throw it, not the color. Like any bait I got, if I go throw these red crankbaits in my toilet, I'm not going to go catch a bite. If I can get around some stuff, I personally like the high top craw. If you looked at the guys that finished near the top, they were really throwing a green pumpkin red. Fish hunt for life. I see you. Hi, hello. What's up, Brandon Wolf? Caught a couple flat 75 fish. What's up, Dylan Estens? Now, Dylan's got the high expensive jackhammers. Go hit him up. I think he wants like $20 a piece for them. I work for a company that has all its factories in China. I haven't had any orders fulfilled in 2 months. So if the baits aren't already over here at the ports, yeah, I'm really worried about that, Andrew, because there's a lot of companies that are really waiting on their stuff. Dude, Picasso Shock Blade is a really good alternative to a jackhammer. Dude, go buy a Thunder Cricket and go get you some freaking red skirts. It's not that hard if you can't find a jackhammer. Thunder Cricket is the next best option. And that Picasso Shock Blade is really good as well. Especially the tungsten one that's more finesse. The tungsten football shot class, that's awesome. Shady Banks, I can do a podcast with video, and I thought about doing it. because that's how I do it. I Skype these guys in, and a lot of times they got video. All it'll be is me sitting in here with headphones on, asking questions or whatnot. So, thanks, Kendall Arnold. Man, we've got to hook up every time we're in the same vicinity. Something's going on. You know, Bobby, that's very interesting. I'm all for supporting American-made companies. It's hard sometimes to make a profit building all American spinnerbaits, bladed jigs, regular jigs, stuff that you got to make a mold for and put a hook in. I think a lot of that's really transitioned to the American market. But I think some people, it's going to change people's eyes on how much maybe we should build more here in the United States as far as plastics and molds and stuff like that. That way, things like this happen, we don't have to depend on overseas. And that's not knocking any company that uses overseas, because to be honest with you guys, the fishing tackle market's very small market compared to the electronics and all this stuff that depend on it out there. So let's see. I'd love to get Chris Zaldane on here. He actually said he would. The problem with the guys at the tour level, they're fishing right now, so it's really, really tough. That cold red has got me going. I bet I could get Mark Daniels Jr. on here. Possibly. I've got a friend that's good friends with him. Thanks, Brat. I like Baitman Raw, too, because I can just get on there and talk. You guys, I'm telling you, the guy I interviewed, Matt Vell, he's got a channel called Yankee Tanker Outdoors. It's really good channel, but he's more of into reviews and kayak fishing. But I respect him because he don't review something until it's the best product. He goes use it for like 2-3 weeks or a month, then comes out. But he's a guy that got into bass fishing, then got into kayak fishing, and he's seen all the changes and stuff, and I really respect that guy. Corey Loveless, appreciate that $10, dude. Appreciate that. Baitman Raw is a podcast. I need to get it on iTunes. I think it can. I think I can get Randy Flowers on here. I really do. Randy's he's been barred from a few things, but I think we can get him on here. Let's see here. I'm going to answer a few more questions. Yeah, Darius, Matt does good on the podcast because, and I love Matt. He gets on the video sometimes and he's kind of like, whoa, he don't like the bright light I've got, but Matt's awesome. Let's see. 13 Fishing has the new Scamp crankbait. Looks like it has a carbon color lip. Do you think it? I actually do like the Scamp. So I've seen those at Academy. I'm going to buy a couple. The build on it's kind of like that old. It's kind of similar to like a Zoom E1, E2, but it's not a carbon fiber lip. It's kind of the same material a jackhammer lip is built out of. Definitely unique. Now, I'll tell you this. I think that was a silly move for 13 Fishing to get into baits. You listen to the next Baitman Raw, you'll understand why. That's all I'm going to say there. Man, my man Brooks over there at Nichols is a good dude. Usually if you have custom stuff. I know he had something going on, Terry. So, he made a big post that they got way behind. And that's happening to a lot of manufacturers right now. So, I want to hold them against them because I really like Nichols stuff. And that's... That's kind of how I roll there. Trying to answer some questions. Bass did cancel the tournament at Chickamauga. I did a Baitman Raw with Mark Menendez, and I forgot to hit the right button on my microphone. But I'm going to hang out with Mark next week. We're going to get that knocked out. Man, questions are rolling in almost faster than I drink this cold red. The Plutonium quiver is amazing. I'm telling you, I'm really excited. I've got all these new 6 cents plastics behind me. I've got the new missile baits. I've got new Ned baits. This year it's going to be a good fishing year if it will quit freaking raining. What's up, Hank Snow Outdoors? I don't give a damn about Randy Flowers. Talk baits, not BS. Randy's out there, man. He's out there. What's your thoughts on the finesse curve? Great action. I've thrown it in my pool. I really like that. I would like to do a Baitman Raw and have subscribers calling it. I'm going to try to do Baitman Raw live. You won't see the video, but it'll be a raw, live podcast. And I'd love to be able to get people to call in. I'm going to have to get like a Luke Duncan deal where you can call my phone and plug it in here and to get people on there. I'd love to hear people's random thoughts. Dallas Shannon, absolutely, it's good to use an A-rig during the spring. I can tell you a bunch of these pro guys would be throwing an A-rig, especially at the Classic if it was legal. Turtle blade is much different than a willow blade. Don't know much about them, curious. Well, I guess I'm going to answer your question here, Brandon. I'm going to show you a turtle blade. If you ever get a blade coffin from Bass Mafia, it almost takes a professional to open this box. So I've got to answer this guy's question. He wants to talk about a turtle blade. I'm going to find me a turtle blade in here somewhere. I may not have one. I thought I did. Turtle blade's kind of hammered out. Hang on. I may not have one. God dang it, I don't. So we'll use a close example here. So this, oh, God dang, I just stuck my finger with a hook. So this is a Colorado blade. So this is a willow blade, okay? Right hand, left hand. A turtle blade is kind of like a cross between the two. It's not quite an Indiana, but most turtle blades will have like a hammered finish to them, and this round will come out. It's more of a radius to a point. Turtle blades are amazing in dirty water. I really like them. They spin a little bit faster than a willow. So if you crossed, or Colorado, if you crossed an Indiana blade, which is this one right here with this Colorado blade, that's when you get a turtle blade. I really thought I had one sitting up here. Oh, what the heck I done with it? Huh. Accent makes a great turtle bladed spinnerbait. I'll probably put it in my spinnerbait box and just can't find it. So, anyway. Hold on. Nope. Man, I about freaking jacked my finger up. Brandon Lester, it would be a good dude. I like him quite a bit. Alright, I'll go back here and use some more questions. Make sure you guys, if you're just joining in, smash that like video for me. Dude, I would love to do underwater lure reviews. So, close to where I live, they're trying to open up this big giant aquatic center. And a guy told me, hey, you can rent out that pool for X amount an hour. And I would love to do that, but I don't want to be like that other dude, that Johnny kid that's been doing all the reviews in a pool. So here's the deal with testing baits in a pool. You don't have any current in there, and current affects baits a ton. So when do I like to throw a turtle blade? I actually throw a turtle blade quite a bit in shallow, dirty water. Around, we got what they call yellow flowers here. They're like golden rods, and it's amazing in those yellow flowers because I can fish it fast, a lot faster than double Colorado blades. It doesn't have as much thump, but it's got a little bit of flash. I really like the Finesse War Eagle with the hammered blades, turtle blades. They're somewhere in between a willow and a Colorado. I can fish it fast and get more vibration than I can a double willow, but it doesn't slow the bait way down. Really like it around shallow cover. OSP crankbaits here, the Shiznet. So, Anthony Parker, I appreciate that comment. I love bass fishing. I love Major League Fishing, Bassmasters, FLW. I'm gonna let you guys know now. I met several YouTubers that I have pooped on. At the Classic, I met Yak Pack Outdoors in briefing. Didn't talk to him. Darren is fishing. He's still a goober. Just kidding, Darren. But I actually talked to Noah from Kicking the Bass TV for like 30 minutes. And he recognized me. I recognized him. We talked. And I'll be honest with you, Noah, I respect him. He's got a lot of hustle in him. So I'm glad he's blowing up. And he definitely said, I want to come on Baitman Raw. I want to go fishing with you, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I really like what you do for the baits. And I hope, and this was cool, he said, hey, I hope all my subscribers grow up and they say, I'm going to learn more about fishing. And that's when they go to your channel. So I respect that. And always got to respect the hustle. So, dude, 2020 is probably going to be a year of the bladed jig. It's happening. So turtle blades do both. It thumps and it's got some flash. It's kind of like a utility blade, I would say. I've got to find mine. Sycamore Outdoors is probably right. Willow for clear, turtle for stained, Colorado for muddy. And then you can put, Colorado willow for about anything. So, dude, I appreciate it, Corey. I'm just trying to make cool content. I'll have to make a spinnerbait video with you guys. I love buying spinnerbaits. I have a clear private lake that has complete visibility as far as you can see. Dude, let me know where you're at. I'll bring the GoPro and bring the swim baits. I have met Bama Bass. He's a cool dude. Not a Bama fan, but I like Bama Bass. So the SK 1-point flats are different than the flat 75. They're a lot smaller, but they're a great crankbait. They dive deeper. If you're talking about the KVD 1.5, not the 1.5 DD, but the other flat side. Covert spinnerbait is, I think, out of all the things Booyah's done in a long time, they did really, really good with the covert spinnerbait. Like, I'm pumped for it. Alright, so Mike Buka on Baitman Raw would be, no offense to Mike, I love him like a brother, would be really hard to do because Mike's deaf. So Mike can't hear me talk, which is good because I can say things like, you suck, Mike. You actually copied Boy Duckett. And he can't hear me. I'm just kidding. That really didn't happen. But he can't hear me if I want to talk poop about him. But that would make for a hard podcast. Yeah, man. Bladed jig definitely kind of killed spinnerbait fishing for a while. But as always, bass get used to certain things, and I think the old school guys that are great spinnerbait fishermen have come back, and they've made it a big tool. And there's, I think, a bladed jig at times, it's just not the best option. I think when it gets really cold and those fish slow down and they've really got to be able to key in on something, that spinnerbait gets it done. And spinnerbait's got a little bit bigger profile, especially in muddy water. Favorite spring swim bait? Man, I'm going to tell you right now, the freaking Bass Tricks and the Scottsboros, I love them in the spring. I know a lot of guys throw Kitex and those are great, but I've had a lot of luck on a Bass Tricks and the Scottsboro. As far as just a standard swim bait, I know a lot of guys throw the Kitex, but day in and day out, those are proven. I really like the new Divine swim baits from 6 Cents. It's going to be great on the back of bladed jigs and stuff. Dude, Mike Buka fishes those bull shad super fast. Let's see. I'm right-handed. Thoughts on a left-handing flipping setup only? If you can do it, do it. It is better if you can learn to flip and pitch with your left hand. You don't have to swap the reel over. Dude, Fat Cat Newton is hilarious. I met him at the Classic a couple times. I don't know who said the Googans weren't allowed at the Classic because that's false. Bastrix is closing, Levi. There, Bruce is going to quit making swim baits. He's still going to go do his tube. By the way, that's Bastrix Tour Tube is really good. One of the best bed fishing tubes ever made. I don't know which Booyah square bill you're talking about, but I know there's a new Norman. It's called the Speed N, kind of like a speed trap. 10-8 at Lake Fort, caught by my buddy Mr. Justin Jenkins. He's an awesome dude, man. I love Justin Atkins, one of the best people on this planet, salt of the earth. And you know, before he made it big in fishing, he was basically selling Profound Outdoors for Timmy Horton. Connell's a good dude. He used to talk to me all the time. Then he got in with the Guggen baits, and I haven't heard from him in like a year and a half, man. Dude, 6XDs and Sexy Rexy, you're going to have to send me a picture of that, Russ. I would love to have some. I would love to have Casey paint me, you know, that Jaint juice is kind of a little Sexy Rexy. Falcon rods are not made in the United States anymore. They're made overseas, which is unfortunate. Oh, yeah, that's right. Booyah is coming back with that, you know, you want to say Excalibur remake, but Booyah and Excalibur have been the same company for years. They're all made by Pradco, and I'm really trying to figure out why that it's took them so long to come back out with the Excalibur stuff. It's probably the same stuff, same mold. I do know the Booyah one knockers are the same mold, but there is something different about the knocker. Same bait, mold, plastic, but they changed the knocker up somehow. I'm going to cut them open, figure it out. Sean Z, that Bubba bait, so it's not a copy, it is the bait. From what I was told, Strike King just bought that bait out because hardly nobody uses it. It's just got a really small niche, and they were able to buy the company cheaper than they were able to replicate it for. So, in a way, I can't get too mad at Strike King. Do what you got to do. Bastrix swim baits. Call my buddy Tim Evans down there at Scottsboro Tackle for Bastrix or Tackle Warehouse. They're going quick now that people's found out they're not made anymore. So bills are different on the new Booyah and the old Excalibur. I'll have to see them, man. I'm going to take your word for it, but I'll have to look at it. Dude, BB Lures can paint some sick stuff, Matt. Those bull shads they had were unreal. That's kind of how I feel about Guggen baits. I've already thrown Strike King in 6 cents. I'm not going to buy something that looks just like it. Now, saying that, I throw missile baits. I love net bait. Net bait drops some new colors, too, at the Classic. I'll throw Zoom. I'm going to throw what I can to catch fish, but sometimes I'm not going to buy a lot of stuff the same. Like, I know there's a lot of handmade or local lure companies that make a brush hog, but I've already got brush hogs. Why am I going to buy that? You know, unless they want to make something in bulk. Dude, Conrad at 6 cents is a good freaking dude, man. I like all those guys over there. What's up, Jack Mitchell? Long time no see, buddy. Yeah, Sean, it puts me in a hard spot because, you know, I'm always honest, and I like Strike King. They have been so good to me and still are. And I'm a 6 cents guy, too. And I kind of know a lot of story about that whole L-Bill swank thing. And out of respect for both guys, I'm not going to really mention any of that because I don't want to get anything wrong. I know Ben Nowak made a video about it, and it was kind of true, but it's very misleading as well. So I'm just going to not talk about it. You know, I'll fish with what I like, and you know what? I'll throw a 6XD quite a bit and a 5XD. I'm still going to throw 6 cents deep divers, and that's how it's going to go. You know, at the end of the day, I'm going to fish with what I can catch fish on. So, Don, that's a good question. The BX Brat thoughts. So, in case you missed BaitmanJr. on here earlier, this is BaitmanJr.'s BX Brat. No problem, Kevin Simmons. I appreciate hanging out. So this is the BX Brat 6. It's the medium. version of the Brat. I really like this bait. You can burn this bait very well. It's got a really, this is kind of how that action is. The tail kicks on it. You can burn it very fast. I really like the new Big Brat. And their colors are different. There's not a lot of matte finishes. They're kind of bright, but man, I really like this kind of gold chartreuse black back. Kind of throwing some dirty water, kind of on overcast days. Really like the Brat. And one thing I'll say about Rapala, look at that. That's a kind of a unique body, unique face. They kind of do their own thing as well. So, but Kevin, no, anytime, man. I love hanging out with you guys on Saturday night. My wife does too, because that means I'm out of her hair. What is my top jig color for spring? I'm going to be honest with you. I throw a lot of black and blue. A lot of black and blue in the spring, or black, blue, and purple. Now, sometimes I'll throw my Baxter's Bug, or something that's like a Cumberland Craw. And that water's really clear, but 9 out of 10 times on this, where I live, Lake Barkley, Kentucky Lake, the water's going to have some color. So black and blue, I throw that a lot, and I'll throw a green pumpkin with some red in it. For some reason, I've done really good. I'm excited to throw the new 6 cents, the stroker craws on the back, but I've always been kind of a pack of craw or pack of slim on the back of one of those jigs. Let's see. Do that movement L7. I tossed mine out of my 6 cent Super 6 box, and dude, it was sick. It's really loud. If you're on a grass lake or some muddy water, that L7 is just one of the loudest baits you can throw. Man, I heard Bashir's fishing pretty good right now, actually. This show is going to cost me thousands in tackle. Well, hopefully, Brian, I'm able to get discounts and giveaways and stuff from many companies where it don't cost you thousands. So, let's see. I have seen the River to Sea trigger trout. I'm pumped about that. Classic releases I'm excited about. Dude, I'm excited about those kinky beavers, man. Love the kinky beaver. Or spicy beaver. I liked all the custom painted swim baits from Mike Buka at Bullshad, but there wasn't a lot of stuff that was released I didn't really know about. What do you think of all the damn 13 baits that they shoved in the market of swim baits? There are a lot better options out there, man. That's how I feel about it, Bobby. I like a big square bill in spring. I'll really like this guy right here. I've rearranged stuff, but the mini mag, that's probably one of the most underrated baits from 6 cents. That big square bill right there, dude, it is freaking killer. Especially this color right here, Craw Bomb in the mini mag, dude. Dirty water, want a big bite. This one right here. And I've actually caught a lot of fish in clearer water with that. Yeah, I kind of rearranged a little bit. I was running out of room, so I don't know if you guys can see over here. I've got my battle shads here. I got my prawns, my stroker craws, and then the rest is 6 cents. But oh boy, my wife's home. I'm in trouble now. Dude, Kid Iraq, I appreciate you grabbing that Baitman box, man. And a 6 cents custom box. Dude, just killing it. Did they roll that bait and glitter? I don't know what they did to it, but it's awesome. I can tell you that. Spinnerbait shell, man, we may have to do it. I got to load up on some more spinnerbaits, though. I got to get some of those Tim Poe spinnerbaits. You know what I'm talking about? River Bass, Ohio. Find me some Tim Poes. I need to get a few of those. I love the shad spawn. It's kind of funny. We're talking about spring fishing and all that, but it's just the second weekend of March. I feel most of the country really gets spring fishing in April. I catch them in a rattle trap up until, mid-April. Let's see. 6XD or 10XD on a 5-to-1 reel. 6-inch swim bait or number 6 or 7 blade on spinnerbait? Which one are you looking for a big bite on Kentucky Barkley? If I'm looking for a big bite, I'm probably going to throw the big swim bait now on Kentucky Barkley. And I'm going to fish some current breaks with that, out on the main river. I think the bass actually right now are wanting something slower on the bottom. Lots of current out there. Definitely want to fish near the main river. I do have a Baitman 6-cent signature lure. It's the Jaints juice color from 6 cents. So that was a color Casey and I designed. I said, hey man, make this color. I use it all the time. I promise they'll sell, even the guys that don't know who I am. And it has been a big time seller for 6 cents. So that's kind of my signature deal. Dude, Casey and Conrad are good people, man. I'm going to get down there to come do some fishing with them soon. I don't know if I can get Casey out, but I'd love to fish with all the guys from 6 cents. Sounds like it's time to go down there with them being on the beds. And I know Tanner and Travis Lyons too. They're great people. I'm going to try to shoot the Ned Rig video tomorrow. I'm going to upload Baitman Raw Monday, so I would say Tuesday or Wednesday. So I want to do a live stream, a Baitman Raw, and just a normal bait video. So 3 videos a week minimum. I've got to finish. I've got day 2 of the Classic. I got to hang out with Cole and Jay and meet them and some other people. I want to make sure I show you the Bull Shad booth and Spot Sticker booth. I'll get that up as well. So, can I give you something, Laura? I don't know. Depends on what you're wanting. My wife's probably watching this. I'd love to see you show niche baits that work but don't really fit in a category. Yes. So, Craw Tube, that would be one that's Kelly Jordan's using right now on Major League Fishing. It's kind of a hybrid. The Craw Tube, it works really good. The floating worm, Mark Daniels Jr., shout out to methylate colored baits. I had a lot of people messaging me like, dude, you ever thrown a floating worm? I'm like, yeah, I throw it all the time in the spring. Like, Mark Daniels Jr. is like kicking their ass on this thing. Very niche bait. Floating worm. It's not a finesse bait. It's not a power fishing deal. It's a really small window there. But the guys that know, they know. I hate to say that. One time I went with Mike Otten, and when I first seen the floating worm in action, he absolutely spanked him on it. And it's just, it's different. Dude, Justin Cook, I appreciate meeting you at the Classic. I hope you had as good time as I did. And appreciate you being patient with me while I get that, got our little video there in focus, man. Really excited to always meet subscribers and stuff like that. Hopefully, we blow this channel up this year and I can go to the Classic and maybe I can get in a booth with somebody and have some hats and shirts to give away and stuff like that. I'm just an old redneck like everybody else. That's why I like my subscribers. If you ever see me out in public, man, holler at me. You never know. I might put you on the channel. Let's see. Seen Milliken at the Omaha Fishing Show. He didn't stay long. It's not a great show, to be honest. Man, I couldn't stay long at the Classic Expo. Had a lot going on, so I could pull a swindle for Baitman Raw. What's the biggest bass I have? About 9.4. That's my PB, and I'm going to try to break that. Joe Gross wants to see my Finesse Box, so here he is. This is the 3700 or 3600 Ice Box from Bass Mafia, and again. Got all my Neds up top here. I've got Nico weights. I don't know how good y'all can see that. Got my Nico weights here. I've got this also. These are wacky rig weights, believe it or not. I got some drop shot weights. I don't carry a lot of different drop shot weights. I use about 1/4 and 3/8, 3/16, so I don't have a whole lot. Got my Finesse swim bait heads down here. My 6 cents heads. Got some tube heads, including a stupid tube head. Some weighted wacky hooks. And then some really light shaky heads in there. I can kind of grab that and I can do about anything I need. Now I also have a shaky head box. Alright. Producto worms. Goodness, I haven't heard that in a while. Touchdown worms were good. So, WEC Mutt, what are they worth? Depending on color, some of the colors, like the White Knight, it's really expensive. I personally wouldn't pay more than $30, $35 for them. Let's see. I'm a lefty. Will 6-3 to 1 work for my C15s to C20? Shout out to Kid Iraq for that $2.99 donation. They will work perfect. And I'll tell you this. I used to be a 5 to 1 guy. And as equipment has gotten better, fish have adapted, I kind of throw 6-3 on my deep divers. A 5 to 1, 5-4 to 1, those are great too, but there's a lot of guys that are throwing 7 to 1s on 6XDs, 5XDs, stuff like that. 6-3 to 1, that's a really good ratio for the C15 and C20s. You get those C25s, you probably want to back it down to a 5 just because they pull so hard. So, is the Rick Klein STX the same as a Mega Bass? Absolutely not. It's not even the same stratosphere. However, you can still catch fish on that bait, but as far as quality, paint job, everything else, the Mega Bass blows it away. Any reason why Casey doesn't do the Classic or Fishing Expos? Now, I don't work for 6 cents, but obviously it's expensive to get booths and stuff. And sometimes you take a gamble on your ROI, return of investment, when you buy these booths. 6 cents obviously has done ICAST, but you don't sell to the public. You sell to wholesalers and dealers. So you're spending all this money, and to be honest with you, a lot of the people there are already buying from you. So it's kind of a swinging dick show is what ICAST is. And it's kind of turned into who can copy who. So I think, in my opinion, some of these companies are better off doing like an internet release. Like build up a huge social media live event. And that's kind of what I think I've talked to Casey about. I would love to see like me and Milliken and Casey and a couple other guys. We have a big live meeting and showing off all the baits. That way everybody can see it at one time. You don't have to, go to an event. That was a good question. I like that. So let's see. No problem, Kid Iraq. I love throwing a crankbait, so you're going to get some answers out of me on the crankbait. So, does a 6 cents Ned Fry float well? Pick some up. Can't wait to use them as a Bubba Shot bait this weekend. I would say it floats. It's not quite as buoyant as the Z-Man, but the ones I've thrown, they do stand up a little bit. That Ned Ocho from Strike King, it floats pretty decent. Obviously, they're not the Z-Man material, but I don't know if always the floating makes a huge difference, but I do think it does in certain situations. Flow glider is pretty good bait. If you're having some action out of it, Terry, file the joints to make that joint a little wider. It's going to have a even better glide. Zoom makes a gator tail worm, Rich. I have some here somewhere. It's just like a blue. It's like a black with a powder blue tail. That's true, Brandon. There's a lot of companies that don't go with the Classic. It's just, and I like the Classic Expo. Probably as good, if not better, than ICAST because you can actually buy stuff as a consumer. I would like to see a really big tackle trade show that's open for the public. Kind of like what, I hate to say this, but they kind of do it in like the adult industry. They have like the AVN Awards. The adult video shows and stuff. That's open to the public and they can buy anything. We need a freaking tackle junkie expo. That's just all tackle vendors everywhere. It's open to the public. Bring what you got and let's sell it. So that is true, Michael. If the Classic was any later, it was going to be canceled. So, do they live stream to drop the frogs? I don't know. That would be cool. I bet you if I know when they're coming, maybe we can do the live stream drop right here on the Baitman channel. Dude, that's awesome, K-Iraq. That is freaking awesome. Conrad's cool dude, man. Stained reaction, yes, that was Hank's color, so it's kind of a clear belly, pearl top, red eyes. Yeah. We could call it the Baspo. Do you know who makes a strike game fluorocarbon? It's Sunline. It's good stuff. Thanks, River Bassin. I appreciate it. Mini Mag 3.8 and Jaint Juice. Man, I'll tell you what I want to see Jaint Juice go. We need to get a Quake and some C10 and C15s, C15, C20s and Jaint Juice. That's the plan. So, I may turn my pool into a bass tank. I'm not sure. So, I gotta get some more stuff from 6 Cents. I gotta get some finesse jigs, but I gotta get some reels in because I gotta put them on some rods soon. So, woo, Jaint Juice in the swank. I don't think we can do that, Chuck. That might just be too good. Might be too good. Yeah, that Strike King line is pretty legit, to be honest with you. I'm gonna have them see if I can't get them to send me some. Guys, I'm getting a bad habit going right here. Get that welfare bear back in the back where it belongs. So there's a dude on Instagram and YouTube may have every 6 Cents bait they have. Dude, I've got a bunch of them. Which guy is that? Would that be Michael Rose Fishing? He's a good guy. Top 3 6 Cents rod. I have a 7.2 medium heavy sensory. Love that rod. 7.4 sensory, and then I like the 7.1 Lux I got. That's a moderate medium heavy. Very versatile rod. I'm going to be getting more 6 Cents rods. I'm going to get a Milliken fishing rod too. You probably own it already. Can you quick list of must-have 6 Cents going spring to early summer? Whew. I don't know if I can do that, man. There's so many good baits. Quake 70, Provoke, and Crush 100X and the Mini Mag. You've got to have those for the spring. Make sure you have some prawns and stroke across for your soft plastics. I really like the Clout 5.4. I got some more videos coming, kid. Just make sure you join this channel. You'll see plenty of that. You won't need a pen because we'll repeat it a lot. Ooh, Jaint Juice and soft plastics. You know what? I have a soft plastic in a Jaint Juice color, believe it or not. It was made by Lake Fork Tackle. It's a Craw Tube that's like a powdery chartreuse and a purple back. It's nasty. Colorado Slaunch Hunter. Yeah, man, he's got a ton of stuff. I try to mix it up. I don't want to put 6 Cents stuff every day because I don't want people thinking I'm just hoeing for Instagram fame. I'll put on there what I use, man. I like their stuff, so. I think the MFer rods are pretty good for the money. That's what I've been told, but I want to get one for myself. I trust Ben. Ben's my dude. I like the old MFer. He wouldn't jerk my chain too much. TRD Craw on a drop shot. What about a 10-inch leader? So, I'm going to tell you, I think the TRD Craw is a really underrated Ned bait. I think it's one of the Ned baits I've had the most luck with, especially this time of year is when I started throwing it. Man, you could roll up to some of these main lake points and throw a turd, and you could catch a few, and that turd craw will get you some more bites. And a lot of these times, these fish were biting it before it hit the bottom. I just think they saw a little bitty crayfish falling. It's really good bait. Tyler, I'm going to get the Tatula 200 for some swim baiting. I'm going to get the new SVs, and I'm going to get some Elites for power fishing. A Jaint Juice Fluke. I know there's a Fluke style bait in development. We'll see. That would be cool, though. Toho is going to be awesome, man. Man, I wish I had a 6 Cents frog, too. I've got one. And I cut the legs off on it, and I wish I would not. I wish I had left it alone, but I was trying to throw it on mats, and it worked good, but I forgot what the deal was on the stuff at the Sportsman's Warehouse booth. All right, guys, if you're new in here to the stream, make sure you smash that like button for your boy. 258 guys watching this. I'm excited. I don't know. We've been going for a while. I bet my wife wish I could go this long, you know, talking to her. But these are very special. I meant to show you because they have a little pink on here for breast cancer awareness. Yes, so Levi, I'll tell you what, let me get my jackhammer out here. Get my jackhammer box out here. Dude, so I can tell you right now, Thomas, I won't mention the angler, but I was in his boat before the Classic and after the Classic, and he had twin tail grub, and he was catching them on a jig, and he asked me, he said, you don't happen to have any of those stroker crawls with you? And I said, man, I leave all my tackle at home. He said, man, I picked up a pack, and I ran out, and he was using the Zoom double tail, and he's sponsored by a whole different company, and he said, man, that stroker crawl, us old school guys, you need to have some. But so somebody asked about the jackhammer fire crawl. So this is my version of the fire crawl. This is not a jackhammer. This is actually a regular Z-Man chatterbait, and then I put a Strike King trailer on it. You can buy these easy skirts from Strike King. This is basically the fire crawl that Z-Man is pumping out. Now the fire crawl is more actually the color of a 6 cents hard bait. It's more of an orange, but what I'm saying is $5 chatterbait you can buy at Walmart, and you can buy a pack of like 3 of these skirts for like $2. But me, I had a lot of luck on this guy right here. This is Heights Hot Cross. So you got some red in here, some green pumpkin, and I have put the 6 cents Divine swim bait on the back, dipped my tail a little red. This dude, I freaking catch him. And then the Yamamoto makes a Zaco that's a bright orange color that you can stick on there as well. This is a 1/2 ounce jackhammer. I'm here to tell you that is the way to go. And here's a Thunder Cricket. Black Widow, which is the black with the red. And I've got a black and blue Rage Swimmer on here. Dirty Water Special right here. But I'm a big fan of the jackhammer. And if you just can't figure it out, just tie on a green pumpkin, man. Green pumpkin's the deal. Dude, Kid Iraq, I want to thank you for your service. Everybody, give a little clap here for Kid Iraq. He says, fishing saved my life after getting hurt in Iraq. My first bass on crank was on 6 cents. I appreciate all you guys. Dude, I appreciate your service, man. And I say it all the time. If it weren't for you guys that fight for our freedom, protect us from all the bad things out there, I couldn't get on here, get me a pinch of Grizzly Wintergreen, and talk baits. You guys are the real heroes out there. I know you don't get all the credit, so I appreciate that, man. So from one fisherman to another, we're all brothers, and thank you so much for your service. I've got to do a bladed jig video too. My Florida guys, you'll appreciate this one. Look at this. Oh, Golden Shiner D&M. This is an old school bladed jig right here. I tell you, if you don't want to spend the money on a jackhammer, one of my favorites, Project Z from Z-Man. I really like the Project Z. The only thing I don't like this clip. So if you can change it out to your own style clip. I'm more of a, just like the egg snap. Dude, this was one of my favorite bladed jigs back in the day, the Booyah Boogie Bait. It has this treble that's on a wire. Dude, this will catch them. I need to sharpen that hook. And of course, I've got the, not sure this one, mine runs really weird, is the Melee jig. And you see how they done the blade design on that. Totally different. I got to get some shock blades, man. That's a good bait. Uncle Sam quit playing with my tax refund. I might go out and do a tackle spree. Like have a giant tackle warehouse unboxing. Check out this bladed jig. golly, I don't know how we got. Look at this. It's got a frog hook on the back. I forgot who makes this. A buddy of mine sent this to me, Tyler Siddharth. They throw this down there in Florida. It's got an Arky style head, but it's got a gosh dang frog hook in the back. Yeah. So you can screw your trailer on here. Yeah. Like they fish this thing super shallow. And when you hook them, you get them. But what I was going to say on that fire crawl, a lot of the guys in the top 5 weren't throwing that color. They were throwing that Heights hot crawl. Dylan, you can get skirts from Dirty Jigs Tackle or 6 Cents Fishing, man. 6 Cents has a ton of good skirts I really like. I would like to incorporate that frog hook onto a jackhammer. I think style head, that would be unreal. Caro Lures Vibra Shock, loudest vibrating jig I've ever used. Check them out. Huh? I'll have to write that down. Yeah, Boss Tackle, 6 Cents, Dirty Jigs Tackle. You can get skirts for everything. I've got some 6 Cent skirts over there. I'm gonna polish up some spinnerbaits with. Hey, I'm glad you're new into fishing, man. I love people that want to soak up information. That's what I'm here for. But whew, guys, we have been on for an hour and 45 minutes. I'm gonna have to go hang out with the wife and BaitmanJr. And make sure you smash the like button for me. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Again, new video for Baitman Raw be up Monday morning. I don't know what frog hook that was. I'm going to say an owner one. It was already on the bait. I forgot who makes that stuff. But I don't think I'd use a frog hook for wacky rigging just because they tend to catch them deep anyway. But anyway, I'm going to jump off here. All I ask is you guys use my code BAITMAN on the 6 Cents website. You'll get 10% off. Best way to support the channel. I've got merchandise link in the description. It goes to Spreadshirt. You can get the Bait Hub shirt or my Jaints shirts. All that money goes to support the channel because I'm always buying tackle because I got to show it off, the new stuff for you guys. Thanks to Birch's Tackle Shop for quick shipping on those new missile quivers. And support the guys that support me. Going to jump off here. Got to make me a clickable thumbnail and some other stuff. And make sure you comment after the video's finished uploading. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Hopefully you're liking all the content. I'm trying to bring more content. Sycamore Outdoors, here's my email. I'll put my email in the description of the video. I am going to get my website back up this week, so let me know as well what kind of content do you want to see on the Baitman website. So thank you guys so much. Thank you Brat, Tom, Jim Godfrey, Fat Guy Bass, and give y'all shout outs. And again, like I said, this one's dedicated to my buddy Mark who passed away there in Knoxville. Godspeed, brother. I'm going to miss you.